Hey everyone, it's Elsie here and I've got a pink paisley layout for you today. I posted this layout on the blog a couple of weeks ago now, and I'm only just getting around to editing it, so yeah, better late than never. As you can see, I pulled out the Take Me Away 6x6 paper pad, and I've done this because it was 6x6 paper pad week on the blog, and yeah, I decided to challenge myself to use only the 6x6 paper pad on this layout. And yeah, I think I succeeded. Well, I did succeed because I didn't use any 12x12 papers. And yeah, I've started off with a bit of a basic idea. So I knew I wanted to fussy cut those houses out. I think that house paper is one of my all-time favourite papers. So I initially just cut the bottom row out, and I kind of drew a rough kite shape, and so now I'm going through the pad and just cutting out all the kinds of triangles that I want. And a kite shape is a really great way to, I think it's so simple because you just need two different sized triangles, glue them together, and you've got a kite shape. So yeah, it's a really great way to introduce yourself to paper piecing, I think, because it's so easy this way. And I couldn't decide what patterns to use because I wanted to use them all, and yeah, I ended up making 3 kites, but I do save you watching me try and piece together all of them because I had so many different options and they all look great, but I could, you know how it goes. I'm very, very indecisive. So yeah, I didn't really necessarily need the tracing paper to use the template, but yeah, it just kind of, it helped. And the things don't need to be completely symmetrical and the same. They can be a little bit askew. Mine definitely were. But once I add the stitching, you don't notice them. So just added some white stitching down like the middle and across of the kite, and then did some string loopy things, and yeah, cut them out. So really easy, super quick and simple. And this idea doesn't stick. I wanted to use my scallop border punch, and yeah, it doesn't really work, but that's okay. You tried. I'll save it for another project. So yeah, that's the idea I've got going on. And then I wanted to use my absolute favourite stencil, which is the Skyline stencil from Crafters Workshop, or I think it's actually called like Urban Landscape or something. And I'm using some light modelling paste through it and leaving it to dry. And then whilst I had that out, I thought, okay, let's do it on just a full 12x12 sheet, just in case I don't like that scallop thing, and just left them to dry, save some time, kill 2 birds in one stone with one stone. Is that the expression? I don't know. So anyway, that was drying, and then I brought out another 12x12 piece of cardstock just to work on whilst I was waiting for the other stuff to dry. And then I wasn't sure what to do, so I was like, I'll add clouds, because that's what I seem to do when I don't know what to do. And yeah, this is the tracing paper I always use with all like different shaped clouds that I just bring out time and time again when I want clouds on my layouts, which is like every layout. Yeah, I mean, I always think, ugh, Elsie, do something different, but then I just think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I really love the way it looks, and because I create quite a few scenes on my pages, the clouds just help set the scene. So yeah, I just go with it. So that's my initial plan. I haven't stitched the clouds yet. Oh, but now I have. Oh, just like magic. And yeah, that giant cloud, a lot of it gets covered up, and I saw someone comment the other day asking me about stitching I cover up, and yeah, I just wanted to address that because I do that a lot, and it's kind of a bad planning on my case, the fact that I don't really plan anything, so I end up usually just stitching a lot and then covering it up, and I don't mind that. I honestly don't mind that. I think it would annoy me more having to like plan where I was going to stitch and not stitch than it would me like just stitching the whole thing. It's just quicker for me to just stitch it, and if I need to cover it up, I need to cover it up. I just kind of embrace that. So you can see like the die cut flower piece is covering up a lot of the stitching, as is like the photo and the housing, the houses on, you know, in the main cluster. But I know it's there, and it's just easier for me to just keep stitching rather than worrying about covering it up. Yeah, I think you just have to kind of embrace that, like, you know, you're gonna have to, well, you don't have to, but you're gonna embellish on it and you're gonna cover things up, and that's fine. If you're a better planner than me, maybe plan where you're gonna stitch and not stitch, but yeah, I'm useless at planning, so yeah. Anyway, I played around with this layout for ages, and I decided that I needed more houses, so I cut out every single house I possibly could on that house paper, the 6x6 paper, and scattered them kind of all, like, across that, I guess it's kind of like a horizon line, and along the bottom as well, in that little cluster. It just add like a nice little bit of colour, bit of dimension, and you know, the modelling paste as well that I did, you can barely see that in the end, but you can sort of see peaks of the skyline, which is kind of what I wanted. So again, it all just adds to it. I don't mind if it's covered up. Yeah, so what am I doing now? Fiddling around with everything. Oh yeah, I fussy cut as well some of the flowers from the 6x6 paper pad, and I'm not gonna lie, I love fussy cutting, but I was kind of slightly pulling my hair out towards the end of fussy cutting a load of those flowers out. They're quite fiddly, but as soon as I realised I didn't have to cut out every single leaf and I could just skip all like the more fiddly bits, it was a little bit better. And yeah, just the little flowers are just great just to because they're quite soft in colour, the flowers in the Take Me Away collection, so yeah, they just add like a nice bit of softness and a little bit extra detail. What else am I doing? Oh yeah, you saw me use that or try and use that banner die cut piece, that's also from Take Me Away, and I absolutely love it, and I really wanted to use it on this layout. But if you saw my last pink paisley layout with the mixed tapes, I'll leave a link to it in the top corner. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I ended up using it on that, spoiler alert. So yeah, it just made everything look a bit too busy, I thought, on this page. And that little carousel horse is totally random, but I totally love it. And I didn't know when else I was ever going to really use that. I'm all for putting the random on, but I thought this layout was kind of the perfect layout for it because, well, that banner piece is back. Yeah, the horse was kind of like the perfect layout for this because the title of this layout is Let's Go Fly Kite, and that's obviously a song from Mary Poppins, and like the houses are very European-esque. They're kind of London-y, and obviously the kites, and you know, in Mary Poppins they fly on the carousels and all of that. They fly on the carousels, they don't fly, but you know, they go trotting off on them, you know what I mean. If if you've seen the film. And yeah, so I just thought, that actually works. So I ended up stitching my title. I did consider using thickers, but they would have been too big for the layout, so I thought, okay, let's stitch. I do like the way it turned out. Not 100% convinced on it, but I don't know. I wasn't going to unpick it all. So yeah, I do like the way it looks. And that little horse ended up going in the bottom right corner, just like nestled in between like a cloud and the and a flower die cut and things like that. I really like the way he looks there. I think he kind of makes sense there. Does he? I don't know. And then I'm using my trusty butterfly punches, and just punching out a load of butterflies using the papers from the 6x6 paper pad. And I think I've said this before, but I love adding butterflies to pages using the punches. They're really inexpensive, and yeah, I definitely get my money's worth out of them. Oh, and if you're in the UK, Hobbycraft have a sale on their punches at the moment. So yes, go get some. I think they're half price. So I think the biggest butterfly punch, I don't know what I'm saying, butterfly punch is the 1-inch one is only like £2 at the moment, and then the like the slightly smaller one is £1.20, and like the teeny tiny one is like £1. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking them up if you are in Hobbycraft or online or whatever. But yeah, I just love the way the butterflies add sort of that extra bit of colour and movement onto the page. And yeah, it's just one of those finishing touches. Again, I know I do it a lot, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same with my sequins, which I also add after I did finish the layout. I never film really putting the sequins on because it takes me quite a while, and it's really boring. You can't really see because they're kind of tiny, but it just adds that extra bit of sparkle. And that's it. So I'll leave a link to my pink paisley blog post below, and yeah, here are some close-ups. Hope you enjoyed the layout. If you have any questions or anything at all like that, let me know. I'll be happy to answer in the comments. And yeah, that's me done. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.